Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, world. This is Rastafari International Ambassador, the man from Boswa, Jahbunny, better known as the Badass. Today, I'm gonna do a different kind of program. And this program will be 1 minute. Yes, I am back. Um, I'm gonna be doing this program today from a totally different perspective. In that, the Nyabingi Asian Council, there's a group called the Nyabingi Asian Council. And it's being administered by one Ras Juna Negos. I happen to be in that group, and I have remained in that group for one reason, and one reason only. I am a fundamentalist Rastafari baby. And as such, fundamentalism is what I stand on. I have been in this group for over close to 3 weeks. And all I can see every day in this group is one passa passa to a next passa passa. And it appears that this group is it's like a group of Johnny come lately with no foundation. The only foundation that this group is standing on is the Bible and Haile Selassie, what Haile Selassie said. So that's the group. Now, I take exception with all of that. Now, earlier, somebody dropped, and this is the problem I'm having with the group. June and Negos supposed to be the keeper of record, and as opposed to be administrating the group, making some type of clarity to what we are trying to accomplish with this council, he's running it like a fish market. Yeah, so I'm going to treat it like a fish market now. Because the fish market, passa group you run like down a grass yard type of group you run. No control. Now, I'm tired of coming in and trying to clear the record. Now, first, him start call Priest Paul out time name. And when I ask him to clarify who you talking about, him tell me Priest Paul. And then him send me, him say him write it, him send me a whole heap of derogative type of statement accusing Priest Paul as collaborator. Right. When I get that, first of all, I am not here trying to hold anybody's secret, you know. So I don't want nobody come give me no secret about nobody, you know. Yeah. And if you call me right now, I don't expect to go up on the record. Don't call I. Especially if you call I to tell I about other people's business. Yeah. I, Jahbunny, I try to run a program where shed some clarity and connect who want connect in order to move this thing forward. Now, this morning, me see a thing pop up in the Nyabingi Council, and that it title bombshell. Bombshell. So you can say it's a passa approach. Because if information are going to come and you talk about bombshell. So when I see the information, it have to be to do with the Imperial Ethiopian World Federation. And it have to be with to deal with Somaliland, church activity, and it come across labeled as a bombshell. So this is something now supposed to be I go create a new. So we not get over to Somali, but we go church create a next argument. I call Juna Nigos and I tell him stand down on that. Because I am the international chairman of the Imperial World Federation. See me documents here. Look. It's signed by Attu Emmanuel Fa, international president. See that? So I have my papers. I have my certificate. So I know the shot. Center Fox, make I the international chairman for the Imperial World Federation the 17th of April 2001. That's how long I'm just sitting. Yeah. Now that uno go on like uno want to bring the Imperial Federation into disrepute, I am here now. But I was trying to formulate my thoughts on this only to see somebody send me again a voice note from Katherine Howell. Katherine Howell, who happened to be Leonard Percival's daughter. She made some derogative statement recently, and I addressed the statement. Now, to show you the kind of passa Rasta turnout in, the lady take exception to what I have said, and as opposed to contact the host of this Juna Nikos and ask him respectable, can I have Jahbunny number so I can speak to Jahbunny? No. What she did, she make a voice note, and I think she sent it to Juna Nigos, because this is how I said this little guy now is a passa mix-up guy. Him send her the voice note. You know what him do? Send me the voice note. So as opposed to say, Bunny, here is our number. So I call him just now before I come on here. Ask him, can I have her number so I can address the issue with her off the ear? And him not respond to that. So now before I go into my program, I want you to hear what the lady has to say.
Now, I want to know why this brother, who is the host of this video trying to be rude, in trying to find some negativity about the statement I made regarding hygiene. Now, if you do not understand the message, then simply call me and get a clear understanding of the message that I made regarding hygiene in Ethiopia. The point I was trying to make was that the Ethiopians in Shashamani doesn't seem to acknowledge and to value the economic and social and spiritual value that we brought to the community. And one of those things where we brought into Ethiopia our money, our time, our energy. We brought into Ethiopia love and light. We brought into Ethiopia health and wellness. And part of that health and wellness was also hygiene in Ethiopia. We taught a lot of Ethiopians so much that they didn't know. And of course, we also learned from the Ethiopian. And who dare you, Mr. Host or TV host or video host, having the nerves to come to say that I, Katherine Howell, is not a Rasta? Are you a Rasta? Rasta was born in I and I. You just convert yourself to a Rasta. But I am Rasta by blood. So don't you ever make such utterance about I and I. I am an elder, and I say what I mean and mean what I say. And I did say, yes, the Rastafarian community has brought so much into Shashamani, include our economic value. We bring our health care, and we brought our spirituality into Ethiopia by no apology.
Greetings.
Greetings.
Greetings, sis. Irie?
Blessed. Yes, 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 blessed.
Irie. First of all, I would like to make an apologize to you because I don't know you. Okay? My name
Who
is.
am I speaking with? I don't know who I'm speaking with.
Yeah,
who is this I'm speaking with?
But that's what I'm doing. I'm introducing myself to you now. But I start off by making an apology to you. My name is
Okay, brother.
Yeah, my name is Jahbunny.
Okay.
I am the international Rasta ambassador based in London, UK.
Okay.
I was the person that made the statement that you were out of step by saying the Ethiopian them is nasty.
Okay.
Right. I am apologizing for the fact that I said I was so upset. I said you're not even a Rasta, so I apologize for saying that. That's not my. I went out my lane when I said that. So I am man enough to apologize for saying that. But let's talk about now what provoked me to make that statement.
All right.
Yes. There's a lot of background noise in your background. I think there's other things going on there. Can we?
All right, just a moment. Let me turn this TV down or off.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Yes, sis. The exception that I took with your statement. I have never been to Ethiopia. And I have never been to Sashamali. And Sashamali is not one of the places that, from what I have been seeing for the past 40, 45 years, nothing there enticed me. I would never. Sashamali to me is worse than Bakawal. I'm from Bakawal. First of all, Martin Plana is my father. So you know the background is there.
Okay.
After my father came back from the mission, where he visited 5 different African states, one of the statements that he made back then is that the places that he visits, Sierra Leone, Liberia, all the places that he visit was worse than Bakawal. So he couldn't have,
Yes.
he couldn't have come back and invite us to go there. Right. So that was something that Rastafari had difference with up until today. I think 40 years ago, Muta went up to Shashamali, and he also came back and told us that he was like flabbergasted to see how the place was. Even recently, when I see what was taking place, that's not that entice me. I wouldn't be going there. Now, that's just me personally speaking. Oh, like
Okay.
from what you have been, from your statement, I take it that you have invested a lot or try to help.
More than a lot. More than a lot, brother.
So can you
I
tell us
visited the place.
tell us about it?
I traveled to Ethiopia on several occasions. I'll send you a video of the first visit I did in 2007.
Right.
And when I went there, Ethiopia for me was one of the most spiritual places, but yet it was one of the poorest countries that I have visited. And I was so overwhelmed, especially when I went to Shashamani. You know, I mean, people were there dying of all kind of malaria. They needed medical care. And, you know, it was just so traumatic for me. And having been a part of the Rasta community, I have felt it was my obligation to do what I could do. And not only did I help financially and otherwise, but you know, I was helping sisters to organize health fair and healthcare to come into Shashamani to help the people that were there. Several sisters had organized nurses to come down to Ethiopia, you know, and
Irie?
brother.
Yes, I'm here.
Hello.
Yes, I am here.
Yeah. So when I make statement of, you know, going into Ethiopia and be Rasta, what we have done for Ethiopia is from my own personal experience. You know, I have gone. I lived here in the U.S. I have lived here for a very long time, and I do what you call business development. I've done a lot of work in my community here in Florida where I live, where I first came down here from New York over 20 years. And I have been traveling back and forth to different African countries, East Africa, West Africa. I just came back from South Africa, and I've been doing the work. I've been putting in the work. I like to work behind the curtains because I don't like to put myself out there on the front line to be telling everybody what I do and what I'm doing and what have you. My father used to say, you know, you don't have to go ahead and tell people what you're doing. Your work, stand up for yourself. And I have been putting in more work than most people that I know, you know,
So,
and it's one of the things that I'm not working for thank you or trophy, but I'm working because I know it is the right thing to do.
okay. Now,
So let me say to you, my brother, when I make mention about hygiene in Ethiopia, I know exactly what I'm talking about. Because,
can you stop there for a minute?
yes,
First of all, do you accept my apology?
I accept your apology
Okay,
because it takes a very big minded person
right,
to be able to do what you have just done.
right.
And 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 secondly, I understand why you have really say what you have said regarding not wanting to go to Ethiopia. Because from my experience of being into Ethiopia, it hasn't been a very good one.
Yes, but
And
what I would like to
and
what I would like to
in
address,
terms of
sis, what I would like to address with you now, yeah, so we can work together, yeah. I also understand your sentiment and your emotion as a Rasta baby. I also what Rastafari before my father passed off, he said in his last conference, we need a new faculty of thinking. So let me just point out something now that the world have missed. And that's why we are stagnated right now. What the world have missed, especially Rastafarian, is that when the Derg dispose his majesty, they wipe the record clean. They did. Yesterday I did a interview with Priest Paul. Have you met Priest Paul?
I think I might have. I think I, yeah.
Okay. And from that interview, this is what I gather from the interview. After the disposal of His Majesty, the Derg none and void everything that His Majesty had endorsed. So Sashamaliland was also nationalized in that, so those that were there and was living on the land were actually living on capture land because there was no authority there for them to do and be on the land. What I understand from Priest Paul is that when he reached Sashamali, he first move he did, he took on a Moran lady for his empress. That to me that was a political move because he married into that culture. And from there, they embrace him and put him on their culture and their council. So he was the one now that negotiate with the government to get back a portion of the land. Because he was in charge of the portion of the land that was given back to I and I, he also sell portion of the land because that's for him to do what he want to do. Now the problem that I'm having with the wider movement, they are still listening to these songs of the past and approaching Ethiopia that they are going to heaven slash Zion slash milk and honey slash all these things. And people pick up themselves and go up there and find themselves desolated. Now, these same people is calling back down in a Babylon, hell, asks for support. How that work? How that work? Now, I find it, even if, let me just tell you a different story so you can understand how my mind works. I spent several years in South Africa. Several years, yeah? I, at one stage, was invited to one of my Rastafarian South African brethren by the name of Bongani. I and Ras Gabri and Rasha Marley, who is now there in Florida. Rasha Marley, I don't know if you know Rasha Marley.
Yeah.
We went to this house in Soweto, which they said that Soweto is supposed to be the biggest ghetto in the world at the time. 10 million people living in squalor. That's what they would try to tell the world. But I have been to Mandela House. I have been to Winnie Mandela House, and there wasn't ghetto. Anyway, Bongani House was in a part of the ghetto part of the place. When I went to this brethren house, I was properly attired. The brethren floor was clean, but a ground floor. The brethren put on a mat, because I'm in Africa, the brethren put on a mat, and the brethren cook some soya bean, him have a liter of milk, and a loaf of bread. The brethren put on a mat in the middle of the floor, and him tell I and I, come my brothers, let's break bread. Ras Gabri and Weshamali sit on the ground while I see a crate and go sit down on the crate. Bongani look at me and say, Jahbunny, you're in Africa. You need, this is how we do it in Africa. And I would move off of the crate. Rashamali starts say, Jabi, come on, we in Africa. Gabri start tell me, and they start to insist that I sit on the ground and eat with my hand. I tell them at the time that I miss one important point. The important point is that I'm from the West. I didn't come to Africa looking for a culture. I came with a culture. Do you understand what I'm saying, dear sister?
Yes.
I point out to Bongani that I live in a penthouse. If you come to my penthouse right now, I'm going to cook some food, and I'm going to set the table with knife and fork with your food. And if you want, pick up your plate and go sit down on the floor. If you want to pick up your plate and go sit down on the floor and name with your hand, then I go just laugh and say, I'm an African virgin, that man. I saw them do for them thing. Don't enforce me now to come sit down and name with my hand. That's not my style. I'm sure them say, as far as I am concerned, my culture is superior to your culture. Why? My culture free me to be me, while your culture dictate to you. Do you understand the message, dear sister?
I understand.
Good. Good. So what I'm saying now, I took its exception where even if the African them hygiene wasn't up to our standard, I don't think that it was right for you to come and tell that publicly. That's all. That's where I took the
well,
exception.
You know, I one thing with me, and most people know this about me, brother. My heart is full of love, and there are things that yes, most people say, all right. I try to sense as my word, but I am my father's child. You know, I say what I mean and mean what I say in love. And I had no disrespect when I say that we Rasta went into Shashamani and teach them hygiene. Because it's true.
But sis, as far as I can see, Shashamali is a little dirty place as far as I Jahbunny concerned. Moon status for a minute. dirty place that. Worse than Trenchtown.
I was taught to speak the truth.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. For me, my vision of what there, that me not see no heaven, me not see no garden of Eden, me not see no man dirty place where people are live like capture land style. That's not what my envision. When me there South Africa, Southerton and Bruma Lake and them place that me living up. Proper place. Me now go left Jamaica, back a wall and Trenchtown, go nowhere in Africa. Go
Precise is the point I'm trying to make. Yeah, and lots of people don't like you when you speak the truth.
Listen.
And it's okay if they don't like me. Well, because guess what? I am my father's child. So, and I can back up everything that I say. And one of the reasons why I wanted to express myself to you today is this. We as Rasta went into Shashamane. We did not go together as a unified body to centralize, organize.
Sis.
We went in there one. And here it is. We went into someone community. It's like you coming into my house and you don't want to talk to me.
And don't want to
You don't want to associate yourself with me. You cannot go into a place and do not try to associate yourself with those tribal people. You need to get to know them. Sis. And to be a part of them.
Sis.
And to live with them.
Sis.
In a way that they themselves will embrace you.
Sis.
So the point I'm trying to make is this, and just let me say this, brother, because I listened to you just now, and I want to make this point to be very clear. You know, when I went into Shashamane, I was disappointed to see how the Rastas lived in Shashamane. You know, you just don't seem to, well, you've never been there. But when I was there, I was very, 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 very disappointed. There was no unity among them and the people in Shashamane. And I think if they had to go in there and try to get to know the people and even to learn to speak their language, right, and to embrace them, you know, all this kind of nonsense going on would not happen. And here it is now, we are faced with a dilemma that's been covered over with a Band-Aid. It's like a sore that's been covered over with a Band-Aid. And it's no longer, you know, can endure the festering that has been going on for years and years. I have sat in several meetings with the Ethiopian World Federation and the Council of Tribal Leader in Shashamane when they were cutting roads going through those Rastafarian homes. And to be honest with you, when I went to Shashamane, I was learned that Ethiopia, you cannot buy property in Ethiopia. You can only lease land. So land was not given to Rasta. So therefore, I think there was a process that they needed to follow, and they did not follow that process. And this is one of the problems right now we're facing.
Sister, to add to that point, yeah? Priest Paul is under council with the government. And yesterday, Priest Paul established that the government has asked that if we can get 30 people to come on the council to be members of the council, then we would have a strong voice. Here it is, Rasta have a position where them now go deal with politics. So how you going to live in our country and don't be a part of their political establishment in terms of if they have local council for the community, you don't go join it so you can have your voice heard. So these are the things them that I find disturbing, that ones would go in a foreign country, but tell themselves that them now go abide or follow the rules of and the laws of the country because as Zion and His Majesty is who. Because here it is where you said just now, sis. EWF, whatever criteria His Majesty had left, it is none and void once the Derg did move on His Majesty. This is a reality. Like, just take for example in the US right now. Whatever policy Obama did put in place, when Trump come, Trump kick it over. You forgot?
Yes.
Now Biden come into power and Biden a kick over all the Trump thing. So it's the same thing in Ethiopia, where His Majesty set all these things. New government, new rule. Them not going to abide by these things. So therefore, we have to move in a forward kind of way where, okay, we might not like what the past government did, but at the same time, we are in Ethiopia and we need to work with, you can't just say, you not deal with them people because them people are that fight His Majesty. How you expect to exist around them? So the people, them, to me, take pleasure and lick down with them for lick down. Because the people must show
That's where ignorance. It's the ignorance.
No, it's not, sis. From the angle that I'm looking at it, it's not ignorance. It's just like Biden and lick down everything where Trump did do. And Biden people are do it. It's the same thing.
No,
come true.
What I'm saying is this. When every party that goes in make changes.
Yes.
And they want to make their own rules.
Good. But the thing is, Rasta is non-political. Those Rasta that is going up there are non-political. The only political Rasta up there right now is Priest Paul. That was a political move Priest Paul make. How you gonna go to Ethiopia? 20 owners man and no have no woman. Una batty man? Una need to go find some woman. And we're not going to find some Ethiopian woman. So a bunch of men in Africa, all over Africa, and not deal with the African them. When I went to Zimbabwe, Bob Marley they get some land where named Waterfalls. When you reach the airport, that's the first thing the immigration I tell you say, Rasta, you forgot Waterfalls. When we go Waterfalls is a Rasta camp. And the man them tell me say no for trust the Zimbabwe and them, no for mix with them. How that? Me have to leave Waterfall and go mingle and mix till me find a Zimbabwean daughter where could I help I. This is how the thing set. Now, when we do that,
there is too many confusion. There is too much confusion among our people.
Yes, sis. And that is why I'm glad. That's why I'm glad to talk to you, because I and I that have this clarity, we need to find a way now to work together, come together, because right now I have the I have Dr. B, I have Dr. Desta, I have Priest Paul, I know Jahbunny, and there's many other people that we can come together, because here it is, Jahbunny lead a delegation from South Africa, go to Ethiopia. They are there now. But I don't know what their aim and objective to accomplish. Because
well, that is the point, because without communication, you don't even know what's going on.
And one of the person that a lot of people have been bad-mouthing him, but if you're gonna do anything in Ethiopia, you need to consult with Priest Paul, because he's on the government council. You see, sis, the kind of Rasta man that I am, I I'm a Rasta when Rasta was one. I don't look for no man because him a Howellites or him a Emmanuelites or him a Waterites or him a Bobo. I know the once he's a Rasta, I will defend you because this is how I did grow. I never go with no wire fence, and when his majesty come to Jamaica, in they come find one Rasta, I never find 10 Rasta. It's half I'm gone. After his majesty gone, you have all these different new group of Rasta and this new policy and new thing, wire fence draw. So we need to try to drop this wire fence amongst each other, drop this backbiting, drop all of this, and try to just move forward now. No, I know if you agree with all the things you say. It's one of the things you say that I never agree and I respond to it, and it gets your attention. So now I and I is on the phone now. No disrespect, and it's just love. And I got to try to stay in contact with the eye so we can move forward. And if there's things that you want that you don't know, because I don't know what you know, and you don't know what I know. Do I understand what I'm saying? Sis. Irie? Sister Howell?
Yes, I truly believe that we have all moving towards the same objective, but we're going about it doing different way.
Right. So now that I have your number, the next time that I want to talk to you about something, I want to bounce something, because sometimes we need to bounce ideas upon each other to, without have to go public about it. By the way,
Yes.
This was a public apology I gave to you. So
yes, my brother. Now you have my phone number. My line is open.
Give thanks and make it the one perfect love, sis. And like I said just now, I'm gonna be reading a document in the podcast to let the world know how the dissolvement of the EWF took place.
Right.
Irie? So until such time again, one perfect love.
Good.
Irie. Yes, Pearl. That was a Irie reasoning with Sister Katherine. Rasta and Rasta, Rasta baby and Rasta baby. Yeah, me run off my mouth, because sometimes I run off my mouth from people too. But how the sound it come out, me never like that, so me just speak my mind. But me did go over the top when me go talk about the woman and a Rasta. Me not know right to say that, so that's why I know I'm wrong, and I make me apology with no, cause who is I if you come say who a Rasta from a one a Rasta? And I do, so that circle, the lady, she accept my apology, and I'm irate with that, because it not take nothing off for me. They just come out of my mouth. Anyway, my back pan June, we give thanks still. Yeah, cause I call you look while I'm tell you me kick you up, but me not go kick you up. I give thanks that you could have send it. Cause a while me start, you go see a while me start my broadcast, and you may go mash up and step on, but I go clear up a thing now for the world now, so the world can know now where it go on now with the imperial. See the documents now. I'm telling us that I'm the chairman, so I got shown now how that would work. At 2001, and after I come back from Jamaica, and say Center Facts, say him and my daddy too. That him tell the world, say him want me too. A lot of the elder them fight over me all a while, and them. But it's true, me the Rasta baby. I work for all, I tell them already, say I work for all of the elder them. From them want to work for Kush, them call me and say, Bunny, you're the right man to go Kush to work there, because you're not take no talk from a Rasta business. So, this is a letter where Fox sent to I date the 17th of April. And it said, Hail, bro Jahbunny. Greetings to you and the brethren in the name of the mighty, of the Trinity, one God, Emperor Haile Selassie liveth. This letter is a continuation of our phone discussion. Right now, I must realize that most of the Rasta man in London is on the payroll of the socialists and cannot be trusted. They are not committed to the liberation of Ethiopia. They are not committed to the liberation of Ethiopia and the restoration of the dynasty of the Emperor Haile Selassie I. Most of them are supporters of President Meles, the Stalinist of Ethiopia, and reactionary. They even went to the so-called burial of the emperor and behave like tourists. They do not remember that Rastaism is a struggle and the third world must liberate from socialism and American imperialism. Right now, Brabby, which is my short name, repatriation is abbreviated until liberation of our fatherland and restoration of the dynasty of Emperor Haile Selassie. You hear the man say? The man say, right now, Brabby, repatriation is abbreviated, meaning that it depends whole until liberation of our fatherland and restoration of the dynasty of Emperor Haile Selassie I. If and how you are going to work with Black Blue Boy and the reactionary, you cannot give them any position that they can inform their socialist bosses. Reason, the IEWF Inc. is the PLO within the Rastafarian movement because we are displaced and we are attached to the Crown Council of Ethiopia in exile. We cannot join anything. We are royalist movement. They must join us because we are defending king and bishop. This is why I am fact did fall out in the prison. Because this position facts I say every Rasta, every one of I and I should join the Imperial Ethiopian World Federation and as such practice under Babita Christian Haile Selassie. Now, I struggle with that. That no mean say I not defend that. Bra facts no same could I did still trust I to put in work when work for put in because it is right and exact what he's saying. Bra fact position is that we should be fighting for the restoration of the royal crown. He went on to say, Brabby, you must send to me a monthly minutes so that I can inform the Crown Council of your operation and any decision you are going to make. That is fundamental. You must bring me and Bralani into it. This is the next thing. You hear the man say? I have been under the Crown order and the Crown instruction from the past 40 years. Like Sister Katherine Howell just said, she have been doing work, but she don't highlight her work. Now, people keep a say, Bunny, why you keep talking about yourself? But me talk about my work. So youth and youth can see how to work in this quickly. But at some stage you have to bring your work. Because if I never bring my work to now, you know say I was that active person all these years. I am like a spook that sat by the door. No one know what my real work is. You have to secret order. But most people now pick up themselves, gone to Ethiopia, because them gone to Zion, and go up there and find themselves desolated, desolate, and a call forward now. Some people go and come home and can't come home. Look, Sister Katherine does talk and should have make it sound so nice that she have done so much for Ethiopia and she have done so much on Shashamali. But when me tell her, say, as far as me can see, that's a dump. Shashamali worse than Bakabal. That me I tell you no. No guy can't tell me say this a milk and honey and me fi come home to that. No. That's why I stand the way I stand, because me know how Bakawal it's set. Shashamali worse than Bakawal. And my little brethren, Mojo, whether South Africa, and him go and Shashamali go run light. Him run light and build up house and never live in it. Him just take away himself because he realize he was doing all of that from his heart. But him realize no, man can't leave Jamaica and go live in Africa in a them kind of desolate place and talk about I tell man to come home. Come home to what? So getting forward to the what Brother Fox is saying. It is not everything you must tell Bra Marcus. And you must maintain security in respective of someone is the security officer. You hear the man say? Even when I appoint a security officer, me still must maintain security. Yeah. That's why I hear me talk about security all the while. Security. Half a while go wrong amongst us is because we don't have no security. You should start off with you as the chairman, secretary, PRO, and treasurer. You see how much position the man's for hold on. All these is like, this is how facts work. You hold information and as security officer as you develop, you can extend the office. I must hear from you once per week and I will speak with you and Berlani on the three-way line. Enclosed you will find the documents which will authorize you to make your moves. The others is dealing with information. The blessing of Yahweh, Elohim Sabbath, is with you to fulfill his holy will. Blessed be Jah Rastafari, Haile Selassie, liberty in our nation, Lion, respectfully yours, Atto Annual Fox, International President. So, Ras Junior Negos, every time you touch my car and I'm going to draw out the folder and make you know certain things like me show you say. I am not. Right now it's time for some old people go sit down. I'm a want to go sit down, you know. Yeah. Because I sit down right now, but I just want to stay sit down. I am trying to motivate the youths them so they can actually find a way to come move this thing in a oneness. I want to something that I never normally do. I'm going to do that now. And that is you can contact Hi Jahbunny. WhatsApp number. You know, if you come from international, you must know the international is 447851984675. My female contact is also, let me give you my female address. My female contact is Runaway Slave 100. Come here, the 100 slave where they run away out of my camp. So it's Runaway Slave 100 at gmail.com. That are my female contact detail. Until such time, make it be one perfect love.